Cowboys Nation, before we dive into today's exclusive, I need you to hit that like button right now and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. This team is working relentlessly to improve, to build chemistry, and to bring home some serious results in 2025. And here at this channel, we're matching that same energy, giving you the very best Dallas Cowboys news directly from the heart of the action. Let's jump in because today we've got a double dose of breaking stories that every true Cowboys fan needs to hear. First up, Sam Williams is making some major strides as he returns from injury, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. Then we've got a beautiful moment between CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens that's got everyone inside the Star talking. And might just be the start of something special. Let's break it all down. Let's talk about the trenches, y'all. Because if we're going to compete in 2025, the Cowboys have to get pressure on the quarterback, and that's where the return of Sam Williams becomes a game changer. According to ESPN's Todd Archer, Sam Williams is nearing full return from the torn ACL he suffered last August during team drills, and let me tell you, the update is nothing but positive. He went through a series of change of direction drills while attached to the cords, and looked no worse for the wear, Archer reported. The team is being smart as he comes back, with an eye on being full go for training camp. Cowboys fans, that's huge. Williams has been somewhat under the radar, but when healthy, the guy brings real heat off the edge. In 2023, he racked up 4.5 sacks and 5 tackles for loss, despite limited snaps. As a rookie, he totaled 4 sacks and 10 tackles for loss. Not bad for someone who hasn't even been a full-time starter yet. This is a former second-round pick out of Ole Miss who's shown flashes of becoming a force. Explosive, physical, and relentless. He fits the mold of a modern NFL pass rusher, and now he's coming back into a room full of talent. Micah Parsons, Dante Fowler, Marshawn Kneeland, Peyton Turner, and rookie Donovan Eziruaku. If Williams is healthy and takes that next step, we're looking at a ferocious rotation that can terrorize quarterbacks all season long. This is the type of depth and flexibility defensive coordinators dream about. Pressure from both edges, fresh legs every quarter. It's the formula championship defenses are built on. The Cowboys know what they've got, and they're playing it smart. No rush, no shortcuts. They want Sam Williams fully ready for training camp, because once the season hits, there won't be time to ease in. So, here's the big question. Will this be the year Sam Williams finally breaks out and becomes the starter he was drafted to be? The tools are there. The opportunity is there. And now, after battling through rehab for nearly a year, the motivation is higher than ever. Let's keep an eye on him because if this pass rush stays healthy, it could become the best in the NFC. Now, let's switch gears because something really cool happened during the Cowboys' second week of OTAs, and while it might seem small on the surface, it speaks volumes about this team's evolving culture. Dak Prescott aired it out with a deep ball to CeeDee Lamb, and in a rare moment, CeeDee dropped it. What did Lamb do? He dropped and cranked out push-ups on the field, classic self-discipline from a WR1 who holds himself to the highest standard. But what happened next? That's where the story gets interesting. George Pickens, the newest Cowboy, joined him in doing push-ups, right there next to him. According to Todd Archer, it was the first time he'd ever seen something like that in practice. Normally, the push-up punishment is a solo act, but Pickens, he stepped in shoulder to shoulder with Lamb, and that, folks, sends a message. We both ones, Lamb said in an interview last week. It ain't no AB, you look over there. You see one. You look over here. You see another one. That's big, because Pickens didn't come to Dallas to play second fiddle, but he's also not here to create tension. He's here to build something. When the Cowboys traded for Pickens earlier this month, it was one of the boldest moves this front office has made in years. Big-time talent, big-time upside, but also big personality. The gamble wasn't about skill, it was about fit. Would Pickens embrace the Cowboys' way? Would he mesh with Dak, with Lamb, with Schottenheimer's new culture? Well, based on what we're seeing? The early returns are promising. That one little moment, those shared push-ups, told you everything you needed to know. It's about accountability, brotherhood, a shared mindset. This isn't WR1 and WR2, it's 1A and 1A. And if Pickens is truly buying into that philosophy, this offense could become dangerous in a hurry. So let's rewind to Thursday's OTA practice. Cowboys insider Joseph Hoyt posted a photo that gave fans a first real look at what this new linebacker core might look like in action. Front and center in that photo, Jack Sanborn and Kenneth Murray, the two offseason acquisitions the Cowboys are counting on to command the middle of Dan Quinn's former unit, now in the hands of new DC Mike Zimmer. Now let's talk background. These aren't rookies. They're not random pickups. These are guys with real NFL experience, guys who've shown flashes but are looking to take the next big step. Jack Sanborn spent the first 3 years of his career with the Chicago Bears. An undrafted free agent out of Wisconsin, he earned his way onto the field the hard way, through hustle, grit, and production. He's not flashy, but he's reliable, a smart tackler who understands the game. Then there's Kenneth Murray, a former first-round pick by the Chargers. He's an athlete, no doubt. 4 seasons with LA, followed by a year with the Titans. He's been up and down, but he brings speed, range, and aggression to the position. Things this Cowboys defense will need to survive in a high-powered NFC East. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Are these really the guys we're trusting to lead the middle of our defense? And that's a fair question, because recently ESPN's senior NFL writer Mike Clay dropped his linebacker projections for every team in the league. And guess what? He gave the Cowboys LB group a 3 out of 10, the lowest rated unit on the entire roster. That's right. Out of every position group, from the offensive line to the tight ends to the secondary, our linebackers got the worst score. That kind of ranking stings, especially for a fan base that's used to names like Sean Lee, Jaylon Smith in his prime, and of course, the early years of Micah Parsons at linebacker. But here's what I'm going to tell you today. This unit might be the underdog story we never saw coming. Let's talk Sanborn for a second. In 2022, he filled in for Roquan Smith after Chicago traded him mid-season. In just 6 starts that year, Sanborn posted 64 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. That's not just serviceable, that's production. He's instinctive. He diagnoses, plays quickly. He's not going to run a 4.4, but he's always around the ball. And Murray? He's got all the physical tools you want in a modern linebacker. Sideline-to-sideline speed, pass rush juice, and the ability to cover tight ends. His challenge has always been consistency and staying healthy. But if Mike Zimmer can unlock his potential and give him the right role, this guy can be disruptive. Let's not forget, this defense is still centered around Micah Parsons. But if Parsons is focused more on rushing the passer full-time, and we expect that in Zimmer's new-look scheme, then having 2 linebackers who can flow, fill, and tackle becomes absolutely essential. Cowboys fans, let's get real for a second. This isn't going to be the flashiest linebacker group in the NFL, but that's not the point. What this unit can be, with the right coaching and the right mindset, is dependable, physical, and smart. And more importantly, they're hungry. Sanborn is still proving he belongs. Murray is fighting to show he can live up to the promise of being a first-round pick, and both of them know the pressure is on. They've read the rankings, they've seen the tweets, they know what the analysts are saying, and I think that's exactly what might fuel them to become something no one expects. Because let's be honest, when was the last time the national media truly believed in the Cowboys? The predictions are always the same. They're overhyped. They'll collapse in the playoffs. The defense can't hold up. But what if this unit, this linebacker, core that's been written off before the first preseason snap, becomes the glue that holds the front 7 together? What if Sanborn and Murray are the ones leading the charge when we walk into Lincoln Financial Field to open the season against the Eagles? Cowboys fans, this offseason has been filled with change. A new head coach, a revamped offense. Key additions and tough decisions, but through it all, the theme is clear: accountability, competition, and culture. Sam Williams is fighting to get back on the field and take the next step in his career. George Pickens is showing early signs that he's not just here to collect stats, he's here to build something real. And CeeDee Lamb continues to lead by example, holding himself to the highest standard. This team is pushing itself harder than ever. And for once, it feels like everyone is pulling in the same direction. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Sam Williams' return? Can he become a breakout star for this defense? And what about the Pickens-Lamb moment? Is it a sign of chemistry or just a cool blip in practice? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be replying to as many of y'all as I can. And don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another update. We've got tons more exclusive content coming your way all off-season. This is going to be a big year, Cowboys Nation. Let's ride into 2025 together. How about them, Cowboys?